Hello, this is Kerri from Razor Sharp Crafts, and hopefully we'll be finishing up this here mini album tonight. I would have had more craft time, but when I went to move my tripod, I knocked it all apart and just spent the last half hour putting it back together. So, I was not happy. And it's still not back together the way I normally have it, so that it works right. So it makes me mad. I'm afraid it's gonna come crashing down on my head. So you may have a little different view. I don't know. So as you notice that my sign is a little smaller here. For my own personal reasons, I chose to step down as an admin personnel on mini album scraps. These tutorials will no longer be posted over there, as I've also left the site. It has nothing to do with, it's just my personal reasons I wanted to leave. It's got nothing to do with the people there. They're great people. It's still a great site, everything, so I still highly encourage people to go over there and sign up and join. But I personally was ready for a change, so I'm going to concentrate more on my YouTube and on my blog, because my blog's really been neglected a lot lately, and I need to get back to keeping it up to date and all that good stuff. So, but we're going to continue on with this album because so many of y'all are loving it, and I'm so excited. I love getting my comments that you are enjoying it. So check out my blog. It'll be getting beefed up here soon. It's razorsharpcrafts.blogspot.com. I think one of my next projects, I want to make a really cool little sign with my blog's name, my blog address on it. I think that'd be cool. Yeah. So let's get working on our mini album. Now, I gotta tell you, my mind is so scatterbrained lately that I don't even remember what we have left to do in here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to open this up and we're going to get to the first page, and whatever we need to do, we're going to do it. Whether it's a journaling spot, a photo mat, what. We're just going to do it, and then we'll go to the next page and we'll do it. And then we'll just finish the book like that. So, I won't do this on camera, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to punch a circle. Well, I'm just going to do it. Y'all can see if I can find my circle punch. I can't really move much, because like I say, with my tripod's not set back up the way it normally is, and so it's closer to my chair than normal, and I don't want to hit it. And my crafting desk is an old computer desk, and I have not most of, but a bunch of my punches on the keyboard pull-out tray. And so to pull this tray out was, and there goes one. To pull the tray out was a little trying with not being able to back up much. Alright, so all I did, this is just what is this, Fiskars, I think? I'm pretty sure it's Fiskars. And it's just a 1-inch circle. And I'm just going to punch it out of our craft paper here. Alright. And then the way I do these, so that they're guaranteed to stick, is I use good old-fashioned score tape. And yes, I know I'm drastically overlapping that, but the end of that, the tape was actually peeled back a little bit. So I'm going to use my Timmy scissors. Normally I would use a craft knife, But I think I need to switch my blade out with my craft knife. It's not cutting the way it normally would. Now I will warn y'all, it's like 7 o'clock at night here. And I've had a very long day. We got up this morning. Okay, my husband's squadron did a 5K, which is like what is it, 3.5 miles, something like that. I just trimmed off the excess, and then I'm just gonna take this off, and I'm just gonna put it over top of that, and then bam, it's covered up, so you don't have to worry about it scratching stuff. But anyways, they did a 5K today to raise money. They gave to raise money for like stuff that they do throughout the year, like holiday parties and stuff like that, where everybody gets together and has a nice big meal together as a big family, because being overseas, your family is your military friends here. See, all covered up. So they do little things to raise money. So these teams paid money to run this 5K, but it wasn't a normal 5K. All right. I'll get back to the story in just a minute. So this page is actually completely done. We have this. I explained in a previous video how I made that. So that is good to go. This just doesn't lay quite right. We need to get in here. We need to put that piggy right there for a lean-to pocket. And I just had cut this out of the paper line. It's just one of the cutouts on the last couple pages. And the best glue will be wet glue. Okay, so anyways, but it's not a normal 5K. It was called a zombie 5K. And the way it's done is they got teams of 5, and they paid so much for their team of 5 to run. And then volunteers dress up as zombies, and they have to run through this obstacle course where they never know when a zombie's going to jump out at them, and they wear tags like around their waist, like almost like flag football tags. And if the zombie pulls, they have like 5 tags, and if they lose all 5 tags, then they become a zombie. And only certain zombies though could pull tags, because last year, because this is the second year in a row that we've done it, and last year with all the zombies pulling tags, it was like nobody completed it, like everybody was out. And it's the first team to complete it with all 5, or the team to complete it with all 5 people, plus they have the best time, like the quickest time won it. So anyway, so they it's really cool. It's really fun. People get all into it. The runners dress up all silly and everything, and then you have the zombies. And so I got up this morning, and I took my 3 boys, and we went and we did the zombies makeup this morning. And then after we were done the zombie makeup, we had lunch with Daddy. And then we left him, and we ran one of the water stations. Just basically filling cups and having water there for the runners for when they came across. And so yeah, so it was quite interesting. And we were out like all day. And then I got home, and I had to run back out to the we call it a commissary, little grocery store, to get stuff for some stuff that we needed for the dinner we were having. And then I cooked dinner, and it's just been a really long day. Trying to decide how big I want to make. We'll make the 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then yeah. I want to leave that open so that glue's got plenty of time to dry. So anyways, what I'm getting at here is I've had a really long day, so instead of having my normal Pepsi sitting next to me like I would normally, I have a nice little glass of wine. So, some of my favorite Italian wine. This has got something printed on the other side, but I'm only going to use one side. Hopefully it won't show through. It's going to show through, so I don't want to use that one. This one's fine though. So it's a Moscato wine. We have a guy from Italy that brings wine to our base periodically, and when I see him, I buy wine. And I had actually bought this bottle a couple months ago because it was before I went to the States. But, sorry, I'm digging for paper. I'm about killing myself doing it. I'm trying to match it. I ran out of the... Oh. I ran out of the ones that I bought that had the texture side. But I have some cream paper here. Gosh. It's a little different color, but it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, I'm like exhausted. I'm not used to being out all day like that anymore. I usually just stay home with my kids and apparently my son fell asleep. That's about right. Alright. So, let me pause the camera for a minute here. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my 4-year-old, he fell asleep, and so we were putting him to bed. And now the baby's having a meltdown because he got left alone for a minute. So, while I was off camera, while there was so much racket and everything, I just did all the cutting. And now what I'm using here is a We Are Memories Crocodile Chopper, and it's the 3/8 and 1/8 one. And I'm using the 1/8 side because it just rounds the edge. It just basically just trims off that little point. And I already did those. So what I did is I cut 4 that are going to be our journaling cards, which are, these are cut at 4x6. And then I cut 2 at 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And they're basically what they're going to do is they're going to be front and back for journaling. So let's see what I got. That's not going to be big enough. Alright. I don't have one of these that I've been using to make the lines big enough. All I got is a 5 by 2.5. So we're going to rely... Oh, well no. No, they go, the pictures go horizontal, so these need to go horizontal. So, alright. So basically, y'all are going to end up seeing the top of my head, because I'm going to line that up. Alright. Now what I'm doing, I like the light blue on that last one. So we're going to use the light blue again. Okay, so what I'm doing is I got the top of the paper. Let me see if I can zoom in some. The problem is when I get to the bottom of the card, I'm going to go off screen. Alright, I got the top of the paper lined up with this line on my self-healing mat, this one right here. And then I'm lining that first 1/4 inch line right there, which I'm putting marks all over that, on this line, and then I'm going to just straight line all the way across. Okay. And my pen didn't even write. Alright, it did that time. And then you're just going to keep moving down, and I'm going at 1/4 inch intervals. Sorry if my head's in the way. And basically all I'm doing to try to keep my lines as straight as possible is I'm making sure one of the lines on my Timmy ruler is running with the lines on my self-healing mat. Oh, I hate it when that happens. What's going on is like the ink is really wet. So when I moved it up to fix that line, I kind of smeared it. So yes, you are going to see my head quite a bit right now, because I want to make sure the line is right the first time, so that I don't have to go up onto it again. These pens are normally a pain in the butt because too much ink comes out. Maybe I can look from the side like this. Get that some on it. And it bled there. I think I need to find a different pen to use, because this is just getting all completely nasty, and I'm getting it all over me and barely any of it on the paper. So I'm going to 86 this one. Cut a new one right now before I forget. Okay, and the best way to cut 4x6, hold on, I'll show you. To get the most out of your paper, the first time you put it in, to get the most, you put it in like this, so that the 8.5 inch side is this way, and it's 11 across the top. Cut it at 4. Cut it like all the way down through here at 4, and then cut this 4 piece that's cut at 4 to 6, and then you got a 4x6, and then turn it this way and cut it by 4 and by 4 and by 6 and by 6. You'll get 3 out of 1 paper. Alright. So now I need to get a different pen. I got ink all over me. What do I have? I want a blue pen, blue pen. Got red, green, and purple right there. Oh, I have a Smashbook pen. I have a blue one of those. Let me get it. Oh, okay. Maybe this will work better. Let's see. Alright. I'm going to line this one up a little bit higher so y'all can see a little better. And I'm going to take a drink of my wine, people, because I haven't yet. Oh, that's really good. It's been a while since I've had a good glass of wine. So, same. I know my head's probably blocking your view. Alright, I think that'll work. Same technique. I want to get some of the Faber-Castell Pit Artist pens because they write on anything basically, but they're pricey. I want to order the whole set of 48 when I do it, and they're like $100. I have the big brush markers. They're on the way. They're in the mail to me already. I ordered those last week. They should actually be here either this weekend or beginning of next week if the mail's running normal. It's the one sucky thing about living overseas. Mail can take forever. Like, during the holiday season, they send out emails to tell you, like, the cutoff. Like, if you don't order stuff by this day, it won't be here in time for, like, Christmas. And it's like in November. Yeah. Basically, don't order anything in December and expect to have it by Christmas, because it won't be here. So, and plus if companies ship, if they don't ship it priority, then it takes like over a month to get here. Because if it's not shipped priority, it comes by boat. If it's shipped priority, it comes by plane. And the boats are slow. Now, from what I was told, is the boats sit and wait till they're filled before they leave. So if there's not enough to fill it, it doesn't leave. So you wait. And you wait. So, I got those coming, and I got some more dazzlers and textures coming from Shimmers. I'm really excited about those. I will now have the complete set of each. Yay me. I really want to get working with their stuff because I would love to get on their design team. So there we have it. And I forgot to round the edges of this one, but that's okay. Won't change anything. So we're just going to do this to all of them. Alright, look at my head. Thought y'all would like that. I know this isn't real exciting. I just want to get this album done. I'm ready to move on to something else. I really want to get into my mixed media stuff. I've ordered and bought lots of stuff to work with because I'm loving it. I'll still do stuff like this. Like I have another album I have to make real soon. Actually, it basically has to be the next project after this. I probably won't record it though. Just because, I mean, it's going to be very similar to this. I may change up pockets a little bit. But, plus there's times when I can craft, but I can't record. Like either my kids are too loud or it's a very small amount of time, and to get the camera out and set up, because I don't leave my camera, like I leave my tripod set up normally, but I don't leave it set up where it sits, like I push it off to the side in my room. So, sometimes getting all that out just takes up and getting everything set up takes up most of the time I have for crafting. So then when I make that album, I'm probably just going to do it off camera. And what I'll do is when I do have a little extra time, I'll do a quick little tutorial or something, you know, something that's not 20 some parts long. Something that's just a quick, like, hey, here's how you make this, or look what I discovered with these, or something, you know. There we go. Because that, I think, I'm going to see my head again. Sorry, just got to get that lined up, though. That I think people will enjoy a little more than a 20-part tutorial. And I have a feeling, this being as long as it is, I've probably lost quite a few people. Like, they probably just stopped watching. But that's alright. Because this was kind of more for, well, for anybody, but I know when I first started crafting, like I went from scrapbooking to card making to like all out crafting. And I gotta say, I don't know if I'll ever go back to scrapbooking again. I can't even tell you the last time I made a scrapbook layout. I think I would prefer to make my own mini albums like these and put my pictures in them than just do a layout page. But anyways, when I started crafting, and I was watching a lot of Laura Dennison and Kathy Orta, and I felt like kind of overwhelmed. I was like, wow, that is like so like intricate and in depth, and it's like all their tutorials, like, I mean, they had like their Ustream classes, but any tutorials besides watching their Ustream classes, you had to buy it. And I just didn't want to pay for a tutorial. So I'd watch their Ustream classes to learn stuff. And then once I got the basics of this is how you make a pocket, this is how you make a binding, you know, stuff like that, I got to the point to where I could watch like a YouTube video of somebody just going, hey, look at this album that I made. And I could tear it apart in my mind just by looking at the pages. Like, I got to the point where I can be like, okay, I see how that works. And then in my mind I could figure out, well, I think they would have had to do this and this and this to make that page flip like this. And that's how I learned to make mini albums. So, and me, I was just like, you know what? I'd rather share with y'all how to make it. I mean, share the wealth, you know? I've always said, I wish I could get rich doing what I love, but that was back when I wanted to be a country music singer. I've been informed I'm not really that good. When your 4-year-old says, Mommy, stop singing, please. You're like, okay, I must be really bad. See, another reason I don't think I'm going to video the next album is I can only work for so long. Like there's some days where my husband's just like, go craft. I'm not going to the garage, or, you know, we just like usually on a Sunday, because Sundays in Germany are quiet days. Like, you're not allowed to mow your lawn. You're not allowed to do anything that creates a lot of noise. So it's hard for him to work in the garage because he can't use like his air compressor and stuff. So a lot of times on Sundays he'll just be like, I don't really have anything quiet that I can do, so I'm just going to stay in the house. And I'll be like, yes, I'm going to craft. And so like if I get like a whole day of crafting, I can only do a few hours on video because I can only video like an hour's worth of stuff at a time before my camera needs to charge again. So I'm so glad this is the last one. I'm getting really tired of drawing lines. And y'all are probably sick of watching. Last one. Well, it's not the last one because we got more of these to make. But okay, so all I used was my smash stick, and it's got a blue end. Whew, all right. And I just buried my ATG gun. And it looks like I might be giving y'all a lesson on how to fill your ATG gun here soon. But yeah, so with only getting a few hours of recording time, I could do prep in between, but I'm not one that normally does prep, to be honest. I don't normally. I'm one I like to just do what I'm doing and just keep rolling. I'm just inking these edges real quick. This one too. And if you wanted like if you're watching this before you make it, I may have said it in an earlier video, but for an even more like finished look, if you ink the edges of your pattern paper, it'll look even better. I'm just not, I get tired of doing this, like, gets old after a little while, you know? So, I do sometimes when I'm making stuff, I'll ink my page edges and my paper edges, and I ink everything. I need to buy a vintage photo re-inker, because like I can tell my pad is dry. So I really need to do that too. So that was another reason I decided against inking my pattern paper. I can hear my son downstairs going, hello? Hi, hello? He's so cute. Oh, yep. And there's the end. I hope I have another one. Let me see real quick. Only one I have. I'm sure you've all been there, done this, unless you're new to this, so. All right. Go. All right. There we go. We're rolling again. Literally. Okay. So we'll put that there. God, my desk is a mess. So, we now have front and back. And then these just slide right into... Alright, it is very tight. Very tight, actually. Oh, just doing one doesn't make it any different. It's just a tight pocket. So, look how much it bows it out. It's alright though. People like to have room to journal. You could just do one if you wanted. I don't think I have another spot though that I would use this later in the journal, in the book, so. Luckily using that magnet, it holds it shut. So. Okay, what time is it? it is time for me to put my kids to bed, and this video is going to be kind of long already. So I'm going to stop there. What I am going to do is I have... Oh. I need to figure out a better way to attach this because it's coming up. Maybe just an extra strip in there of that score tape. Here. I'm going to go 1/4 inch. I used 1/8 of an inch on it. Normally, you wouldn't use score tape. You'd want to use like a wet glue, like hot glue or something, because this can get stuck in it. Off camera. Your little book can get, because this glue never dries. But I don't like shove it down into it. It's just to hold it from sliding out the bottom. So what I am going to do is I have, I'll do it off camera because it takes me a little while. I'm not the fastest. But I have some of the piggy paper, and I'm going to fussy cut out a couple pigs, whatever I can find that will make full pigs, where they're not missing a nose or part of their wings or tails from where we cut the paper earlier. And I'm going to put a couple on here, or whatever. So, but I'll get them cut out before I start videoing again. But I need to help put my kids to bed. And then I'm probably going to spend some quality time with the hubby. Now see, remember I told you don't worry about all this extra space when we first put it together, and it was like so thin and it was just laying limp? Well, that is my book closed. And my, like you can see they're pretty straight. Like there's still a little bit of room, but yeah. The pages just really puff it right out. So, we're going to end that for now. And hopefully I'll be able to get back at it here and we can just get it finished. So, my pretty blog. Alright, thank you very much for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Bye bye.